Is there a common thread to why it didn't work?
Yes, and people. So people who aren't willing to let go.
Talk to me about that.
So every business owner is this way. You can probably speak for it as well. This is my baby. I don't want to change a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want some fucking kid coming in here telling me like, hey, they're switching up, right? And then you realize that it takes change for you to grow, right? We like to use the term young blood. Sometimes you need some young blood to get in there and really help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the young blood guys are dumb and they don't know what the hell they're talking about, right? It's both sides. And so the commonality is that people just hold on to their stuff for dear life, and they're like a captain sinking with their ship, and they just don't want to lose what they have, right? And so that's been the biggest commonality. Like even when I first got into coffee, I started a company called Mike's Brews. It wasn't a failure, but we initially bought the business from somebody else, became partners. And we're like, dude, let's turn it around. Let's do coffee, do all this stuff. We were doing really well. We had good contracts, everything set up, but the owner wasn't willing to downsize, right? Like if you look at the numbers, like 1 year ago, arbitrarily, you're making 10 grand a month, right? And now rent has gone up and now you're only making 5 grand a month, right? But your rent is 6 grand a month. Any person would say, hey, we need a downsize.
Doesn't pencil out.
It doesn't pencil out, right? And then you still need to get paid. Like it's just a bunch of stuff, that just like didn't work out. So we tried to get into the talent space, or like the recruiting space. We knew a lot of people that we could staff events for, or trade shows. And we're like, okay, we tried it. And then we looked at it. We go, dude, like you get in this business, you're making $3 an hour. Right? Because you're charging the client 25 and you're paying 22 or 20. Right. You're like, okay, so to me, the money was too slow. My partner goes, dude, like the money's too slow. Like I don't like it. It just doesn't make sense for us. Excuse me. And so like things like that, those commonalities, it's like people aren't willing to look at the numbers and make decisions.
Yep.
There's a lot of emotion, right? Like when it comes to business now, growing up, I say that like I'm old, right? Or older, right? Like it's like growing in business, I learned that emotions, it's a double-edged sword, right? It could help you win the battle and it could also kill you at the same time if you're too emotional situation. Because when you make emotional decisions and not business decisions is when you lose. I've done it time and time again. Like I got involved with the manufacturing company. Like we were too emotional with them, ended up losing 100 grand, right? Just overnight gone. And it's just kind of like, okay, where can we learn? Where can we understand how things go? So, but every single time that we've like lost or we've like a business didn't work out, it was people weren't willing to let go and try new things for change. And me and my partner were too invested in somebody. Like we trusted somebody too much, right? Because this came up in a meeting a couple days ago. It's nice guys get eaten alive in big business.
Yep. Every time, man.
Every time.
You never win.
Like, and you have to be willing to fight for something, right? When you're nice, you get eaten alive and every person will take advantage of you.
Yeah. If you don't know how to set the boundary of the priority, there's going to be plenty of people that are willing to set it for you.
100%.
And they're going to.
And it's in their favor.
Yeah. 1,000%. So they're already working that angle before you even know it. If you're that guy,
100%. So like I've been a nice guy my whole life, right? And I didn't realize until the past year, the past COVID, right? COVID really helped me realize that there were so many people that were taking advantage of me being nice and me being able to like put them in the right space where, it really became a detriment. Good for them, but detrimental to me, So those are some of the commonalities and things that I realized, over time.
It's interesting. You mentioned you kind of put the timestamp of COVID on there. And I mean, let's be honest. There's so many things that have happened in the last couple of years. I think that expose exactly what you're saying. There's people holding on to things, whether that be again, and this is a tough one, but it could be their belief system, their social groups, their political affiliations, their jobs, and things like whatever. I mean, there's a million things there, and don't have the ability to let go. They can't do it. because in doing that would mean they'd have to go through some other type of emotion, right? And they're kind of afraid of it. I wonder if you're seeing that in businesses, because you're involved in so many, and you know, the businesses that are happening around you, the businesses of the friends that you have, all in the networks that you have, if they're struggling, the ones that are struggling, and if that's the reason they're struggling, is this emotional kind of overload or lack of bandwidth, you know, to be able to kind of put that in check. And if that's the thing that's driving business in a poor direction.
Yeah. I mean, so I've learned a lot from, Cat Rosalino, the guy that owns it, is like a dad to me. Right. So like, I learned a lot from him, and like to me, I go, like, as a consumer, you go, why are you raising my prices for my burrito? I used to pay $5 a burrito. Now it's $8.99.
Sure, I think that's a natural, like, initial emotional reaction.
You know? But as a consumer, like, and like as a kid, I didn't understand like what it meant. And then as he started like giving me advice and coaching me and telling me like, hey, like, you have to look at the whole thing. Like, I still have to pay my employees. I still have to get paid. I have to do all this other stuff. It helped me understand, like, you know, like, you have to make these business decisions. Cause like, if you're a nice guy, I'll leave my prices here, but you're going to run yourself out of business. That's what I'm saying.
Put yourself out of business.
And Cat Rosalino's been in business, what, like 30 years, 25 years, something like that.
Dude knows what he's doing.
Dude knows what he's doing. Yeah.